All right, WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Big E. I like this match.
Yeah, I didn't like the storyline going up to the match.
Yeah, the storyline was
It was kind of... It's kind of the same song and dance that Drew McIntyre has been talking about for the past, year and a half. I'm like, okay, Drew, I'm fucking sick of this shit.
Right, it was cool and it was fine, and it's not like you're a bad wrestler, but come on, let's
stop with your sob story, okay? Right. I don't really care.
And also, well, okay, I'm gonna bitch about that later, but these two at least had, heat going into it. I just didn't like them, wrestling 2 tag team matches going into it.
Right.
I kind of wish they did the fighting stuff right before.
Right.
Or do, a big pull apart or something like that. That would have been really cool, but they didn't do that.
Right.
At the very least, the match was good. And I was okay with that, because you knew this match was going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
And the right person won. Big E, continuing on with this. He is not a paper champion or a waste of a champion.
Right.
He deserves this.
Right.
And he's been putting on great matches.
Right.
So, and obviously it was big ending. A great big ending, by the way.
Yeah.
These two have great chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Give me this trilogy, and I'm watching it all day long.
Right. Not going to happen, but...
No, well, because one is on the other show now. Which, once again, they kind of backed themselves into a corner. Oh, shit, a really good match. What's going to happen now? Oh, let's have Drew McIntyre go back to Raw and face him again.
Right. Not going to happen.
Then what the fuck? Anyway, Big E won. Hooray. He's still champion. Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown. All right. Peanut Gallery, let's make this shit majestic again.
Oh, my God.
All right. So with the Roman Reigns...
We just talked about this. I kind of have an idea. Paul Heyman makes a rivalry. Let's just keep doing whatever that is.
I wouldn't have had the Usos interference. I would have just done something batshit like that. And without the Uso interference, it felt unnecessary.
Oh, the Usos interfered. I forgot. I forgot that the Usos interfered.
Yeah, they had the double super kick, and then that, I'm like, I feel like it would have been a little more impactful if the Usos were not involved.
Yeah.
Just personally speaking.
Yep.
So
we really talked extensively about this.
We really broke this down. I don't think I could have booked the match actually in the ring better than they did. Just the winner difference. That's literally about it.
Put it on a SmackDown person, please.
Right. two people on Raw, going for the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Again,
I would have had a story difference. The match itself was good. I wouldn't have done anything differently. Maybe a little, Drew McIntyre aggression heel. That would have been kind of neat.
Yeah, maybe so. Showing some of those tendencies.
Right. Let's start maybe sprinkling in some Uzi turning heel soon, or
because there are rumors going around that some superstars will be making some switches.
Yep, and I think Drew McIntyre might be one of those guys that might do something like that.
Right.
And I feel like this would have been a great match to maybe integrate. How do people feel about maybe a Drew McIntyre heel turn? Mm-hmm. And I think that would have really added to the match. Because it's babyface. It's hard to really get into it.
Right, it is.
So that's just kind of what I would have done with it. But, overall it was fine.
Yeah.
I couldn't have booked this better.
No, it was very well booked.
It was very well booked.
Yeah.
WWE, wow. WWE actually booking something.
Wow.
That's weird as shit.
I
think we broke this down very adequately.
We did,
especially with that. Here's my thing, because I believe
it just needed a few more elements to really make it a grudge match,
right? And then maybe with the Hurt Business getting involved, I would have done that just a little bit differently. But other than that, I think we really broke this down really well to make this shit majestic again.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, give this another month and it would have been really good.
Right.
Well, they did, but they had Goldberg.
All right. Well, this was pretty boring. It was very uninspiring match.
It was a very uninspiring tournament just in general.
Right.
Where was the specialty? Where was the emphasis on being the first Queen's Crown?
Right.
Unfortunately, here's the thing with Crown Jewel. They do this all the fucking time.
Right.
And they did it with the, what was that championship belt that Braun Strowman won?
Oh, the
greatest Royal Rumble thing. And then Braun Strowman was going to hold this belt and defend it at these shows.
Right.
Which would have been great. And we're like, wow, they actually have a belt. There's been money put into this.
Right.
The belt looked cool.
Right.
And it would have been really, really neat. But they didn't. And with the Queen's Crown, I hate saying this, but I feel like it's going to be the same exact thing.
Yep, it's going to go the same path as the Tarawick Trophy.
Yep.
The greatest
Royal Rumble bullshit that they had.
Or the best in the world trophy.
Yeah, the best tag team in the world trophy, like all of that. None of that is going to exist. The Queen's Crown is just another one of those.
It's going to be another novelty.
I don't want that to happen. If they really wanted to do this, push Zelina Vega to the moon and have her go for the title and make it look important.
Make it seem like it's important.
Obviously, that's what King of the Ring. But that's what made King of the Ring important.
Right, was that the winner got the world title opportunity.
Or they were pushed to the main event scene and they stayed there with Mabel, with Owen Hart, with Bret Hart, with all of these guys, with King Booker.
With Steve Austin.
With Steve Austin, yeah, exactly. They were pushed. And if they are going to do this right, it's the first one, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
But I feel like it's going to go.
Knowing WWE's stupid fucking track record, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna go over like a wet fart in church.
I would book Zelina Vega as the crazy queen and just have her run roughshod.
Right.
With like a little entourage of people.
Right.
And that would be cool. That would make that
and
feel
make
important.
Her win a fucking title too.
Yeah, make her win the SmackDown.
Because it would be nothing if that didn't happen.
Right.
It wouldn't amount to anything.
Exactly. Give Zelina Vega that opportunity to show that fire, to show that intensity that we know that she can have.
Right.
And she could pull this off, and it would make this feel important.
I mean, you got a spicy Latina here. Let's just make it And
here's the tournament thing, and I think we're really emphasizing this because King of the Ring they've already done well.
But the Queen's Crown, the qualifying matches were 3 minutes long.
Yes,
and it didn't really give me a lot of inspiration.
As it relates to a tournament, it's not it's not from beginning to end. The beginning is when you win it.
Right.
Then you go on from there.
Right.
It's not the ending. That's the beginning of it.
Right.
So as long as they book Zelina to be this big-time, rough-shot main eventer, crazy with power, like they did with William Regal when he won King of the Ring, that made that feel important.
Right.
They have to do something like that with her.
Yeah.
Have her win these titles, win these opportunities, give her that platform to make that statement. Yeah, and then it will feel important. Oh shit, who's going to be in Queen's Crown again?
Right.
That's what you want.
Right.
But I just feel
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Have fucking RK Bro wrestle somebody else, please.
Yes, that's kind of the idea.
The AJ Styles Omos thing is done.
That act is over. Mm-hmm. Let them go their separate ways. I don't think that Omos
does not need AJ Styles at this point.
No.
I just don't think he does.
I don't think he does either.
Unless AJ Styles is going to go for the United States champion or something, or even the WWE champion now, that would be fine.
Yeah.
And at least there would be something
have AJ Styles bring on a new person under his wing. He seems to be doing well with bringing up new stars.
Right.
Being in a tag team like this. I think it makes sense for him. And I think Omos is at that point now where he's just all right, let me fly.
Right.
Have him enter into a feud alone.
Right. Or, like I said, WWE champion, have Omos being that, that wild card like they used to instead of just winning the tag team titles.
I don't think he needs to be a wild card anymore.
What would you do with RK Bro? Do you have anything, at least as of right now, RK Bro?
I think that their next opponents need to be Alpha Academy, and here's why: is because that's another group of 2 singles stars who just need to find their way. They don't even have to win the tag team championships, but at least give them enough exposure and TV time so that when Alpha Academy does go their separate ways, at least they're off to the races.
Actually, no, I like that idea, but they were winning matches on SmackDown. Have them continue to win big,
and see, but again, have them go for the tag team champions. They don't have to win the tag team champions, but then split them apart because they're single stars through and through.
Right.
I think that they wanted to do the same thing with Montez Ford and
Angelo
Dawkins. Eventually, they are going to break that tag team up. There has been talks about this. They're on Raw. Why don't you have them go for the tag team titles? They don't have to win the tag team champions, but allow them a platform to showcase their skills against veterans and then you split them apart.
Exactly.
That's kind of the trajectory it has to go.
Right.
Otherwise, AJ Styles and Omos are going to be stuck in tag team limbo forever.
Right.
I don't want that. I want Omos and AJ Styles to do their own things.
Right.
That's it.
Right. This has to be done. I would I would give Mansoor a little more of like some higher end rivalries.
Unfortunately, it's not.
It's not going to happen. These two are going to continue to feud and they're continuing to do some bullshit with them. And it sucks because Mansoor showed great fire. Mustafa's good. I think he's out the door though. I think he's out to lunch. I think he's done. And Mansoor, I mean, he'll be there for a while. There's definitely something with him. He'll probably be at least a good mid-carder guy.
But yeah, Mustafa Ali, he's been screwed over by this company a lot.
Yeah, he has to be done, man. I would totally be done.
Yeah.
And we really talked about this one quite a bit. I would do Rollins with a different program. I would do Edge Big E. That's what I would go for now because he just won this huge high-profile rivalry.
Right.
And at this point, these two have to be separate again. Because if they continue to have these matches, what else can they do after Hell in a Cell?
Right.
Like, that's like, boom, rivalry done kind of match.
Right. And then what I'm thinking, too, is maybe at some point in time down the road, have Rollins and Edge team up as a tag team.
Right, like what they did with Rated RKO.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really cool.
Have them
a heel tag team or something.
Exactly.
That'd be sweet. That'd be great.
Anyways, that's kind of what we got for Crown Jewel. When we come back, though, we're going to discuss briefly the G1. We didn't watch the finals or anything.
I watched the final match.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I only watched the final match, and I watched matches interchangeably.
Yeah, but let's talk about it for a little bit before we move on to the main events, so to speak. And we'll be right back.
Yes.